Stop targeting specific audiences. I know this sounds like crazy advice, but you're actually killing your business in the long run. Let me explain. Naturally, Facebook will charge you more money to reach people from a specific audience. Why would you ever do that when you can use Facebook's unique AI to find the right audience for you? You might be wondering, if we're not targeting specific audiences, then who do we target? Broad audiences. This is age, gender, and location. So let me explain what broad targeting actually is. It is very specifically age, gender, and location as the only targeting parameters we use. Broad targeting is a noun, not an adjective. You can't say, well, I have several interest groups and my audience is very big. Is that broad enough? No, it is not only age, gender, and location. Therefore, it is not broad. It's a very binary situation. Either you're targeting broad or using anything in your detailed targeting parameters or custom audiences. Now, I get it. You've been taught that interest groups are a good thing, and maybe you see some decent results after the first 3 days, and you're like, I just need to keep doing this. Here's the problem. When you talk about something, that kind of puts you in the realm of being in that interest group. But it doesn't mean that you actually feel good about something. There's no positive sentiment. And just talking about something is very different than saying that you want to spend money on it. I'm a dog guy. I've got 2 of them. Now, if I were to, and believe me, I'm a big animal lover, but if I were to say, I only love dogs and cats, dogs rule, cats drool, and I say that all the time, I'm in the cat's interest group because I'm talking about them. Does that mean that I'm a good person for you to try to sell cat food to? No. Interest targeting has absolutely nothing to do with buying intent. So using it as a purchasing parameter means that you're paying extra to target people with technology that is effectively obsolete. It's like using a dial-up modem to access the internet. It's been obsolete for years. And the only reason people still do it is because they haven't been shown that there's literally any better option. Now, you might say, well, what I want to do is just target lookalike audiences. Well, let me ask you this. How big is the data set you're using on that lookalike audience? Is it a couple hundred purchases? Maybe a couple thousand add to cart? Do you think that a couple thousand data points, 20,000 data points to build an audience that's 1 million or 2 million people is a better idea than leveraging the trillions of data points across billions of people that Facebook has? And you think it's a good idea to say, well, instead of the 200 million that would be my broad, I'm going to focus on this too. I'm going to exclude 99% of people from actually seeing this ad because I know the 1% that are most likely to take the action I want them to. Or we're going to say, look, interest groups and lookalikes work great. And eventually they fatigue. We have to understand ad fatigue, audience fatigue is only operator error. It is not something you ever have to face. There are a lot of people teaching how to run Facebook ads that say, you got to run this audience and eventually it'll die and you start the next audience. That's because they don't know how Facebook works. Flat out, that person doesn't understand the platform. Broad never fatigues. Your ads could run for months or years. Your audiences will never have to be turned off. I've spent dozens, and in some cases over $100 million on broad, and it never fatigued because it can't. It's literally just the audience. The last thing we have to understand is ads make their own audience. Facebook understands based off of trillions of data points across billions of people that goes back over a decade what you talk about, what type of content you're interested in, what you're in the market to buy, what web pages you've been on, and all of that other stuff. And based on that, Facebook knows what type of content you want to see. When you're spending money on Facebook ads, you're not buying purchases, you're buying attention. And it is your job to monetize that attention. When you decide to pay extra to get lower quality attention, i.e. using interest groups, using lookalikes, excluding 99% of the people that want to see that ad from ever being exposed to it in a way where it gets less and less efficient and your costs go up. What you're doing is you're investing the future growth of your business on the back of a depreciating asset. That's the worst business model in the world. Literally no successful business in the history of humanity succeeds by investing their growth solely in depreciating assets as a standard practice. That's the dumbest thing ever. That's like saying you're gonna get rich by buying stocks that tank. That's dumb. When you use broad targeting, age, gender, and location, you're letting Facebook target the best people so that you buy the best types of attention at the lowest cost. And from there, it is your job to monetize that attention. The 3 things that are most important about broad audiences is that number 1, it never fatigues. And number 2, it's the cheapest type of attention available because you never pay a premium to get it. And number 3, it's the most stable and projectable result you can get. Maybe targeting an interest group is better for a week. Maybe targeting a lookalike is better for a couple weeks or a month. But part of the reason it's better is because it's stealing from broad. And it never lasts forever. Every time you start over by making a new ad set, targeting another lookalike or another interest group, what you're doing is saying that you don't want to invest in broad getting smarter, because it will. You want to instead chase lottery tickets that get worse and worse and worse. If you're noticing your ad costs on Facebook get more and more expensive, I can almost guarantee you that you are probably not investing all of your money in broad. Instead, you are investing the vast majority of your money into depreciating assets where the cost goes up. You're trying to get rich by buying stocks as they tank as a business model. That's the dumbest business model ever. And you'll never succeed following that. And most importantly, the people that tell you that that's the path to success don't know how Facebook works. You have to really consider, what is the motivation or the level of trust you should have in somebody who says the path to success is to invest in depreciating assets in a way that raises your cost. That's terrible advice. So for some context around broad targeting, I've used it almost exclusively going back over 5 years now. That is hundreds of millions of dollars of ad spend. I'm on my 4th business, growing from a mid-7 to 9-figure run rate exit in less than a year over the last 5 years. I haven't had an ad set fatigue since 2018. My ads don't fatigue. It's been 5 years since any one of them ever did. My results are stable and projectable, and that's with lead gen and SaaS and direct consumer, women's products, consumables, men's products, lifestyle brands, pet products, literally everything under the sun, from weighted blankets to bras to pet food. Doesn't matter what your business model is. It doesn't matter how much you're willing to spend. Paying extra to invest the future growth of your business in something that gets worse and more expensive over time is never a good business model. Hey guys, real quick, drop a like and subscribe to this channel if you love this video. And I know you do. And that's it. Let's get back to it. I've been using broad targeting for over 5 years now, and it's literally withstood everything. COVID, iOS 14, and anybody else with a bright idea like Shopify audiences or Magics or literally any other scam on the internet. It's how the code is written. You literally can't do better than leveraging trillions of data points and Facebook's AI to do all of the hard work for you. Facebook's AI is able to leverage consumer behavior trends year over year. Facebook knows what you're spending your money on, who you're talking to, what you're talking about, the pages that you've been on. And it has this data across billions of people. It's trillions of data points from your phone and every device you've ever been on and every conversation you've ever had and damn near every website you've ever visited. Facebook's AI is ultimately designed to give people very positive user experience in a sustainable way. So when you can be what Facebook shows people to give them a positive experience, and you can access those people for the lowest possible cost in the most projectable fashion, you are going to be able to be successful. Facebook's AI is smarter than you. It will outdo anything that you can, and it appreciates in value. It gets smarter. Every audience you use that is not broad, any lookalike, interest group, etc., will lose value over time. Any investment you make in broad will become more valuable over time. Do you want to buy your stock low and sell high? Or do you want to use targeting audiences, where you buy high and ultimately sell when you've lost all of your money? That's a choice you can make. But investing in depreciating assets is a really dumb one. Last thing I want to cover is that Facebook has more data than any other social media platform. And we're talking trillions of data points going back over a decade with not only what you've done on the platform, but all of your buying behavior, all of your location information, all of your tax information. It knows when you're in market for something. It knows when you're showing an interest in something. And it's not just that you added to cart on some competitor's website and you talked about something, so you're in some interest group or some custom lookalike. No. Facebook's AI knows that every year at the end of February, you're in the market to buy something for the summer. You've done it for the last 10 years. It knows what you've bought. It knows where you've gone to buy it, both online and in the real world. It knows how much you spend and what content you want to see. Do you really think any targeting audience based off of far fewer data points or code that Facebook hasn't updated in 5 years is smarter than that? Facebook's AI is the smartest one on the planet. Why not leverage that to do all the hard work for you? So before we get out of here, I just want to say thank you. I know you could be literally anywhere on the internet right now, and you've chosen to spend your time here. And look, this is the best investment you could have made with that time. And I am very appreciative of you trusting me. I've helped people make hundreds of millions of dollars. My clients have done well over $1 billion in revenue over the years. And you, even if at $50 a day or $5,000 a day, deserve to do better. Now, I know you've already subscribed to this channel, but if you want more, go down below. You'll see links for my newsletter where you'll get information from me every single week. If you want more than that, you can join Disruptor School, where you can learn from me and all of my colleagues for the frameworks for success for evergreen business growth and your potential as a marketer. And if you want even more than that, check out the Facebook Ads MBA program. It's an inch wide, mile deep way of understanding what I would do to run your business so that in a few months, you won't even need me to help you. That is going to be the single best investment you will ever make in understanding digital marketing and ultimately becoming a CMO or growing your business from wherever you're at to well beyond anywhere that you think you could possibly go. And with that being said, once again, thank you very much. YouTube links, you might like a couple of these videos, and don't forget to smash over there. And until next time.